Okay, hey guys, what's going on? And welcome back to my channel. My name is Hope if you're new, and I'm really excited that you're joining me today. We are back with another Filofax video, and today I'm going to be showing you guys all of the inserts that I use for reading. I have gotten really into reading these past few weeks. I shared a little bit ago that I've started to do a type of digital cleanse where I'm really trying to not spend time on my phone watching TV, movies, stuff like that. And so with that being said, reading has started to take up a good portion of my time. I thought it would be kind of cool to do a more in-depth reading setup in here, and so that's exactly what I got all sorted out. I absolutely love how it came out, and I think it's going to be a really fun way for me to not only track what I'm reading, but also be able to share reviews, see how many pages I read a day, and then also give myself an overarching goal, which is going to be to read 100 books in 1 year. So I figured we'd just jump right into it. So I have all of my reading stuff in my planner in section number 3. This is like my miscellaneous section for all of my trackers. I have stuff for my low-buy in here, and so I felt like it was only fitting to keep my reading stuff in here. As soon as I open it up, I am greeted by my days I read tracker, and this is the first one that I would definitely recommend adding to your planner if you are trying to set up a system like this. I custom made this for myself, and so since I started this whole reading thing really in August, I went ahead and just made the first month August. That way I didn't have to like have a whole blank section for the beginning of 2024. So that is why you see that I've started in the first column, and this tracker is pretty simple. It pretty much is just going to show what days I read and what days I don't. I am still kind of up in the air on whether or not I'm going to change the highlighter color. I think I might change it every single month, that way each one's a little bit different, but I'm just using one of my pastel highlighters to fill in the days that I read. And then right behind it I have my 100 book challenge. I have the start date written as August 1st 2024, and then the end date being August 1st 2025. There is a little section here for me to write the total amount of books read in case I either surpass that goal or I don't quite hit it. I can always just restate it up at the top, and this I think is really going to inspire me to choose to read instead of do other things, which I think is going to be beneficial for me. This whole digital cleanse has been so good for me mentally, I really can't even begin to describe it. I feel like there was just something that was making my brain feel really foggy whenever I would spend time scrolling too much on TikTok, or if I would binge watch a show, I would never really end it feeling good. And so that is really what spurred the whole digital cleanse, and I've not only found more time to read, but I've also found more time to work on school, other work things. I've been doing projects around the house. It really has just opened up way more time than I thought I spent on my phone, if that makes sense. And so I think this 100 book challenge is going to be a really fun way for me to kind of like set a goal for myself in terms of how much I read in the upcoming year. And I am doing a thing where each book is going to be a different color. Honestly, I'm probably gonna have to end up repeating some colors along the way just because I don't think I have 100 markers, but I'll probably just do it a little bit like randomized so it won't matter that much. But right now I am currently starting book 6, but I have officially completed 5 books, and so I have that all marked off there. Oh, and quick thing, these 2 trackers, the days I read one and then the 100 book challenge one, I made these on Canva and then I just went ahead and printed them out. This was a pre-made template on Canva that I used, and then I think this one, or like this base one, was a habit tracker. I would really recommend that if you want to make inserts for yourself, definitely check out Canva to do so, and then if you look up the size of your planner, you can kind of figure out how big you need to print them. I thought this was going to be much taller, but I think I was looking at the whole image and then I ended up cutting it too short, but I honestly don't mind. So that's pretty much how I did it. I just printed it out at home, and I think it's a really fun way just to add something extra to your planner. So yeah, the first 2 pages I would really recommend adding to your planner if you want to track your reading a little bit more would be a days I read tracker, and then also setting some sort of book challenge for yourself, whether that be 10 books, 5 books, 50, 75, whatever number you want to come up with. It really should be something that you think is achievable, but at the same time it pushes you past what you think you might be able to do. All right, moving on to the third thing I would recommend adding, and that is a little bit more of a specific reading tracker. Here I basically write down the date that I read, the book I read, and then the start page and the end page. This has been really fun because I've been able to track how many total pages I read that day, which I find to be pretty interesting. And then if I'm doing the reading on a Kindle, like the latest book I read was on Kindle Unlimited, and so I just wrote down the percentage of where I started, where I ended, and then the total percentage read. So that's my reading tracker. The next page is the books I've read page, and we're also going to be adding a little something extra to this, which we will do together here in a minute. But this books I read page is a really good way for me to keep track of all all the books I've read and also their ratings. So here I have the title, the author, the date completed, and then the overall rating. I know I mentioned in a previous vlog that I've been trying to be a little bit more strict with my ratings in terms of not giving every single book I read 5 stars. That was definitely something I struggled with, and so I'm trying to be a little bit more critical about it just so I give it a fair rating on this like new standard that I set for myself. 3 stars is I would recommend that book to someone else. 4 stars is I would really recommend it, and then 5 stars is hands down you have to read this book. If it goes under 3 stars, it's pretty much I don't recommend it as a book, and so I think this one in 5 years, I think I gave it 2 stars. And so it's one of those books that I wouldn't recommend, but it's like it wasn't the worst. And then 1 star would be I kind of regret reading it. That's like my new rating system for it. And then I have these cute little printouts that you guys see up here. And what we are going to do is actually start pasting them to the back of this books I read page. I think it's going to be a really fun way just to be able to see the cover of the book that I read, and then I'll be able to like look right here to see when I completed it, the author, and then I'm also going to be copying the rating underneath the actual little book. And I really wanted to do it in the order I read them. So the first one I read this month was The Exception to the Rule. To print these out, all I did was grab the image from Google, and then I just stuck it on a Word document and shrunk it down. I didn't measure, I honestly just guessed, and I think that they came out a pretty good size for this planner. Honestly, I would really recommend that if you wanted to do something similar to just measure it beforehand. That would probably be a little bit better of an idea, but I just kind of did this on a whim since I thought it would be a cute thing to add. Next book I read was Malibu Rising. We will stick that one right here. And then after that, I read In 5 Years. Also, you guys, definitely leave any book recommendations that you might have below. I've been on a romance kick lately, but I am not like super attached to it. I'm open to reading anything. So if there's something you would recommend, definitely let me know, since now that I have that 100 book goal, I know I need to start really cranking them out. And I think it's gonna be really fun. I'm actually really excited about it. Okay, only 2 more. Also, double-sided tape really is my best friend when it comes to planning. I just find it makes it so much easier than having to either like roll tape between your fingers or something. So I always keep some on hand. Now I just started the reunion, so I haven't had the chance to give it a rating or anything like that. But when I was printing these out today, I just kind of figured, you know what, might as well add it in since I know I'm going to be finishing it pretty soon. Okay, now we are going to be adding the rating right below it. Honestly, a lot of 3-star books, I feel like they've all just been pretty light and easy reads. Oops, okay, I did that one by accident, so ignore that. It has to hit at least 1 star, so that won't matter. But that is how the little book tracker is coming out. I've really just been trying to find new ways to add stuff to my planner. I've been having so much fun with the Filofax as a whole, and so it's really cool to me that I'm able to just go and print out stuff like this or print out little books like this and really just add them in so easily. So if that doesn't tell you guys that I am still really enjoying my Filofax, then I don't know what will. Okay, and the final reading page I would really recommend you add to your planner is a TBR list. I always had a little TBR list on my phone's notes app, and then I kind of figured why not just add it to my planner as well. So up here I have books to read, and then I just write down the title of the book I want to read along with the author. This is really nice because if it pops up on a website like Thrift Books, if I see it at the store, I'm really trying to find most of my books secondhand just to kind of save a little bit on the expenses. So I just have them marked down right here, and I think it's a really nice way for me to be a little bit more intentional with the books that I do bring in. I'm really trying to limit impulse purchases, and that does apply to books. And so I have Kindle Unlimited, and I think I'm going to do a lot of reading on that. But if I happen to see one of these, I am not against picking it up. Those are all of my reading pages in my Filofax Pocket Planner. I really hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you have any questions about it, definitely let me know down below. I will be happy to get back to you there. And yeah, let me know what page is your favorite. Let me know if you would add anything, because I'm always looking for new ideas. If you enjoyed today's video, feel free to like and subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye guys.